Do we really have free will if God knew exactly what was going to happen?
Free will is nothing but the external influence of outside sources being able to influence our reality. So therefore, yes and no, you do have free will, but you don't. Because I say you don't because we are all born unconscious. Not only that, our subconscious mind is placed under a spell before we are actually even born, meaning that you can freely and willingly do whatever you choose to do, but your actions will cause a consequence for whatever you do. So you can choose to eat whatever you want. You can choose to drink whatever you want. But you can't choose to walk through a dimension. You can't choose to fly without a plane. You can't choose to pay bills because what will happen if you don't pay bills? So freely, you can willingly not pay bills, but what will happen if you choose to not pay bills? Therefore, free will is nothing but a man-made concept, and free will does not exist in Almighty Creator. So our subconscious mind came up with free will to make sense out of our meaningless existence.
Which brings me back to a second question. Why make us when he knew that there will be sinners and people who didn't accept him? And in the end, he knew he had to put people in hell. Like he knew in the beginning of time that there will be people born in different cultures, different religions. Yet he still made us, knowing that these people will never accept him.
The Almighty Creator made us, for one. We are the creators of our own creation. Our omnitrix creator made us, understanding that we were always going to be born into sin in this physical satanic illusion. Because of that, a title cannot send you to hell. For one, your subconscious choices that you do not become conscious about will send you right back into this dimension. So if you want to call earth hell or heaven, that's up to you. But the thing is though, you have to be able to transcend your subconscious mind to get beyond the hell-like illusion. So our creator, being a silent observer, is observing itself through our own perception. So we pick and choose on what to believe in. And if you don't believe in God, the Almighty Creator does not care, because why? You are God. So if you don't believe in God, you basically don't believe in your higher self, or you don't believe in yourself by going within yourself. The best way for you to understand what or who God is, you have to go within, find out who you are. And once you find out who you are, your choices will begin to influence your spiritual choices and your spiritual influence on your own ego.
This brings me back to my third question. Is there a chosen group of people? And why make the people who are not going to accept him in the beginning only to just throw them in hell?
Chosen group of people are the people who can look into the mirror and tell themselves that I am chosen. Therefore, you are always looking at a chosen person. Why? Because you were already born to be chosen before you were even chosen by your mom and your dad's perception through your thoughts. Because of that, our Almighty Creator did not just create people to just throw them into hell, because for one, hell does not exist. Hell is a mindset. Hell is not a place. So a title cannot throw itself into hell. Why? If you are all the elements, if your element is fire, because spiritually you are all elements combined into one. So you are Avatar the Last Airbender. If you are Avatar the Last Airbender and one of your elements is fire, how can you throw yourself into your own self? How can you, if your element is fire, how can you throw yourself into fire? How can energy burn itself? How? So people don't get thrown into hell. Your consciousness will descend from heaven right back into earth. So you'll come right back into the hospital. So you're basically saying, why do people who don't accept the Almighty Creator or a title, why do they come back into the hospital? Because they subconsciously could not awaken their ego. So if you can't awaken your ego, you can't get to the next level. But our Almighty Creator our Almighty Creator doesn't just sit there and he doesn't just do that to people because they don't believe in a title. That makes no sense to our Creator anyway. So if you don't believe in God, you don't believe in yourself, but you don't go to hell for that. But if you don't awaken and you don't become awake and open your third eye, then you will come right back into the hospital with a new family, same spirit.
Brings me back to another question. So if he's all loving, why is he going to throw his creation into hell for eternity? So why make them in the first place?
Because we are made in the image of creation, we are the creators of our own simulation, subconsciously and unconsciously combined into human beings. So we are literally thoughts placed into human vessels. On top of that, you are Avatar the Last Airbender. So on the pentagram and pentacle, your element is fire. Therefore, if your element is all of these and you have fire among your spirit, if you have fire energy, you cannot throw yourself into hell for eternity. Why? Hell does not exist. You have to literally go there within your mind, and subconsciously you have to be in your lower chakras. So you have to be in your root chakra, your sacral chakra, and your solar plexus to even understand what hell even is. And if your energy is stuck there, then you will remain there for eternity. But what is eternity? You are an infinite being. So eternity, or eternally, you will not be there forever unless you choose to do that by being unconscious your whole entire life. On top of that, our Creator will not throw us into itself. How does that make any sense? If your element is fire, how can you burn if you're already burning within yourself? How? Spirit cannot burn. You are energy. Energy cannot burn itself. It's transparency. So if you were to literally get thrown into hell, like how these religious doctrines will tell you, That's basically saying, like, if you throw a spiritual being into the furnace, how is it going to burn? How is it going to die? It can't die. So your subconscious mind will think that it's burning in a nightmare. So hell is a nightmare in a subconscious realm that we call hell. But there's different realms of consciousness below the hell-like illusion, before and below our 3D dimension.
Another question. God is all loving, and we know that. So if he's all loving, why make a creation that he knows will receive damnation in the end? On the spiritual path, I've asked these questions to so many people, including priests, and yet I still haven't gotten the answers.
Yeah, you finna get the answer today. So because our Creator is all loving, for one, we don't receive damnation. Religious fallen angels, indoctrinated shapeshifters made sure to make man-made concepts called damnation. But what is damnation? Our subconscious mind is taught what damnation is. So because of that, if the English language is a spell, if we are spell casting every day by opening our mouth or thinking thoughts in English, our subconscious mind will be trained by spellcasters, by sorcerers, by wizards, by warlocks to think that we are going to be damned if we don't obey the commandments or we don't follow the ways of God. But what God are we talking about? We will call it Satan, because we are living in Satan's dominion. So if we are living in satanic frequencies through a domain called earth, we are literally going to be put in damnation subconsciously. So consciously you have to transcend your ego and make it submit to you. Once you make your ego submit to you, you can basically do whatever you want as you go into a higher way of thinking or into a higher dimension of your conscious mind. So therefore you will not be placed into damnation. But by you believing that you'll be in damnation, that literally keeps you in damnation. So if you believe that you're screwed for your whole life, once you die physically, your conscious mind will literally send you right back into the lower simulation, because you didn't learn anything and you were living in fear and you were unconscious your whole entire life. So if your ego is remaining unconscious your whole entire life, these fallen angels, these Nephilim, these hierarchies, the Illuminati, these different beings that are literally programming your subconscious mind will make you submit to their teachings, and basically you will come right back down into their dominion because they don't want to be alone. That's the whole key to it. So our Creator is all loving, but because he's a silent observer and she's a silent observer, they observe us through our thoughts. So we are thinking that we are literally put into damnation, but we make ourselves put a spell upon ourselves to bring us right back down here, and we think that this is actually home, but it's not. This is nothing but a temporary experience. So if you think that this is actually your home, that's what keeps you stuck in damnation. You have to detach from the human simulation in order to find out what your home really looks like. And your home does not look like this world, because the kingdom of God is not in this world, because the kingdom of God is Satan's heaven. I love you. Have a great day, God and Goddess.